So you've bought yourself a metal framed pool, or in this case an Intex pool, for your kids to get rid of that rubbish paddling pool that you have every year. And the kids love it, you love it, and this 30-degree heat is an absolute godsend. However, after a couple of days, you start to notice that the water is starting to go a bit bad. Well, on this video today, I'm going to give you my top tips for how you can keep this pool clean for the whole summer. Welcome back to Dad Stuff. So let me start off by saying that this Intex pool has been fantastic. It took me about an hour to construct it all. And I'll show you a bit of footage now on how I did that. And it was pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. Once you've laid it all out and obviously read the instructions very briefly, it's pretty straightforward to set up, so anyone can do it. One thing I'd recommend when you're doing the setup is make sure that you do it on a level surface. That's really important, especially when you're filling a pool with this much water. If you can, I put down some of those foam mats that you can get. I had these left over from my previous gym build, so I use those. But you can also just use a kind of a normal mat or whatever. You can buy them on the internet just to cover, especially if you're putting it onto your patio, just to keep it from damaging the stones. I think the other thing that's really important is to make sure where you put the positioning of this. We're quite fortunate where we are in the garden that we have a couple of trees. So during the day when the sun goes round, it will get the sun on the pool, obviously, so it heats up. But at the same time, it will have coverage and shade at certain parts of the day, so the kids can go in there without actually having to put much sun cream on, which is a bonus. So the one we have here today is a 3 meter by 2 meter. You can get smaller ones. If I'm honest, I'd recommend going for the bigger one because it just means there's more space for the kids to swim, for you to go in as well and have a little paddle. So I'd go for the bigger one if you can A, afford it, and B, can fit it in. Obviously the smaller one is fine as well though. This pool is, I think it takes about 4,000 litres of water. It did take about 3-4 hours to fill up, so I will say do this, bearing in mind that it may cost you a bit of money in your water bill. Not a lot, obviously, but obviously if you get hose pipe bands like we now have, I filled this up beforehand luckily, but just bear that in mind that you'd want to fill this up prior to the hose pipe ban coming into effect. So what are my top tips for keeping your pool clean during the summer? Tip 1, definitely get one of these little chlorine dispensers. This is probably going to be the first thing that you get, and I'd imagine when you buy this, if you get it off Amazon, or we actually got this off the Tesco marketplace, that one of the recommended products that you get with the pool is this. This is obviously will dispense chlorine in your pool. There's a little adjustment here on how much you want it to dispense. In the actual dispenser itself is where you put the tablets. I usually put 1 tablet in at a time, and we'll generally put this in overnight when it's floating around, or whenever I put the pool cover on. I generally take it out when the kids are actually in the pool itself, just so they don't come into contact with this by accident. But the beauty about this is it just floats around in the pool, doesn't touch any of the corners of the pool or any of the material itself, which is exactly why you want one of these. If you would put one of these tablets in directly, it would start corroding the actual side walls of the pool as well as itself and discoloring them. So exactly why you wouldn't want to do that. So yeah, get one of these. These will keep your pool clean, and yeah, definitely top tip number 1. And they're not that expensive as well, which is great. So my next tip is to get a pool cover. Now it may seem obvious to state that, but covering the pool, whether it's overnight or even during the day when you're not using it, stops lots of debris getting into it, which obviously will minimize some of the cleaning that you need to do. For this pool, we obviously have 2 rose bushes right next to the pool. So obviously occasionally the petals or leaves may fall into it. And we also have lots of pigeons over in this garden as well. So stopping them pooing in the pool is pretty important. So having that cover is a really, really good option. You can get them again off Amazon pretty cheap. They'll fit most, pretty standard pool covers that you can get. The other advantage of having a pool cover as well is if you do put it over during the day when it's sunny, it does retain some of the heat in the pool. So we've noticed, in this 30-degree heat wave that we're having at the moment, the actual pool's really warm. I say warm, it's not freezing cold, so you can get straight in without shivering. So having that pool cover on the front does help retain some of that heat. You can get some solar covers as well, which actually go under the pool cover to even make it warmer. Personally, when it's around 30 degrees, I don't think you really need that, but yeah, my recommendation is definitely get the pool cover. So my next tip is get a pool pump. Certainly for a pool the size of this, you want to keep that water filtered and flowing and inside the pool. There's two reasons you get a pool pump. One is obviously it filters out some of the muck in the pool itself, which is good, which I'll come on to in a minute. The other reason though is that when you do put the chlorine in the tablet in the little dispenser, you want to make sure that's pushing all around the pool and not just being held in one area of it. So this is what that does. I generally keep my pool pump on for most of the day and I turn it off at night. You probably could just keep it on for like 2 or 3 hours and that would be fine. But I don't think these cost a lot of money in terms of electricity, so keeping it on to keep that water circulating through is really good. The other thing I'd recommend doing is making sure that you clean the filter every 1 or 2 days. I think generally the expectation around the filters is that if you do that, you'll get a summer's worth of usage out of it. Obviously the filters aren't that expensive to replace, but just giving them a clean every 1 or 2 days will prolong the life and will save you a little bit of money. So definitely do that. My next top tip is to get yourself one of these skimmer nets. Now these are pretty inexpensive, but obviously what they allow you to do is to skim the top and actually the bottom of the pool to get all those little bits of debris out that the kids end up dragging into the pool. This again just stops that getting, that mess getting clogged up in the filter and just keeps the pool nice and clean. If you get them to the bottom as well and you agitate, like I'm doing now, agitate the muck, you can pick it all up, bring it to the surface, and then chuck it away. And I'll show you just as an example the kind of muck you get, and that was just from one scoop. So definitely recommend getting yourself one of these skimmer nets to get just rid of the little bits of muck that inevitably end up in the pool. And I would do this probably every couple of days if you can, just a quick once over, just to keep it looking nice and tidy, to keep those little bits of mess out of the pool. So another top tip is to get yourself a pool brush. Now you might ask why you need one of these. Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really understand to start with either, but apparently over time, even if you are using a pump and the chlorine and even covering the pool with a cover every night, algae will start to settle on the bottom of the pool over time. So the best thing to do is with your brush is to get it in there and just give it a brush to agitate it so it raises it to the surface, and then that will then get picked up by the pool pump and processed through the filter and also dispensed with the chlorine. You can also do this as well on the sides. I recommend doing it on the bottom of the pool, but also doing it on the sides of the pool as well, just to keep your pool nice and clean. It also means you can push all of the mess at the bottom of the pool, any bits that are floating around, to one end, and then scoop them up with your skimmer net that I just showed you a minute ago. And my last top tip for keeping your pool clean is I definitely recommend getting some type of AstroTurf or some kind of matting that the kids can walk on, that you can walk on before you get into the pool. Most of the mess that gets into the pool, honestly, especially if you have this on the grass, will be stuff that your feet pick up either on the patio or on the grass when you get in the pool. If you have this kind of matting or this kind of AstroTurf, you can obviously, like a mat, you can wipe your feet on it before you get in, and obviously that just reduces the amount of stuff that you need to take into the pool as well. Obviously with this, as you can see, this has already got some leaves on it. Giving this a brush every day or every week or whatever, just to keep this clean as well. Again, just reduces the amount of stuff that you have to get into the pool. So I definitely recommend getting these. I think these ones here were like 10 quid from B&M. It's a metre by metre square, so not expensive. Stick it at the front of the pool, and obviously just means when the kids get in, they can wipe their feet on this. And obviously if they leave their Crocs or whatever next to it, they can then get out without getting their feet dirty. So little top tip. Now this is not a cleaning tip. However, I would recommend buying one of these, especially if you have young kids, so they can get in and out of the pool. I think this is about 70 centimeters high-ish, or I'll put on screen what it is. So obviously you don't want kids having to climb over here and lean on this and potentially end up breaking it or bending the metal. So definitely getting one of these little pool ladders. This cost me, I think, 25 quid from Toys R Us, Smith's Toys. It just makes it easier for them to get in and out. So definitely recommend getting one of these for them to get out. So an essential tip for making sure that your pool is kept clean is checking that it's clean. So you can buy these little strips that you can test, probably once a week is enough, where you dip the strip into the water for about 15 seconds, and then it will give you a reading, and it will tell you what your chlorine levels are, your pH level is and what your alkaline level is based off a color coding chart. And based off this, you can start to rebalance your pool, either with more chlorine or less chlorine, more or less alkaline, and adjust the pH levels. I'm not going to include that for today's video. That's a separate video that I'll do once I've actually had to do it myself, but would recommend you definitely using these little strips to test your pool at least once a week. So that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Hopefully these tips will be useful for keeping your pool clean all summer. Definitely, we've really enjoyed having this pool. I definitely recommend the Intex 3x2 pool. I'll put a link in the description below. So far, our kids have been in it pretty much every day. We've been in it, myself and my wife. It's been absolutely great. And actually, it does get pretty warm in the pool. So, don't be put off by thinking it's going to be freezing cold. If you've liked the video, please subscribe and like. And if you have any comments, please let me know what you do with your pool cleaning routine, and if there's anything that you would do differently or better than what I've suggested today. Like I say, this is a learning channel for me. I'm not an expert at this. It's just what I've done to date to keep the pool clean. Anyway, have a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.